objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. And I think that's so symbolic for what is happening in all of our lives to some degree, because those objects in the rearview mirror are often our unhealed past, uh, things that we thought we left behind, perhaps feelings of a painful relationship or a harsh parent or a disappointment or a childhood belief that maybe you weren't enough. Um, Yet these things they travel with us down the road, like a caravan. You can imagine looking in the rearview mirror and seeing, oh, there's a truck, and that's my resentments about this, and there's another truck behind me, and that's uh, my feelings of lack and limitation, and there's another truck behind me, and that's another trauma, and so it's this caravan that we drive down the road with, and unfortunately, these things influence like everything in our present life. They can influence everything, like how we are with people, how we are in relationship, how we trust, what we expect of ourselves and our own lives, how we treat ourselves, right? How gentle we are with ourselves. All these things from the past are clamoring for attention. And these things, events, trauma, whatever they are, they can be decades behind us. They can be 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years back behind us. But the emotional imprint can remain. So, in a way, yesterday has a way of becoming today. Yesterday has a way of becoming today. But that's not how we want things to be. If they're bad things, we don't want yesterday to dictate today to us. Um, there's a book um, that Susie recommended called Calm Your Body, Heal Your Mind. And the author is David Hanscom. I wish I had it here, but I don't. And he said, the rest of your life starts right this second. But most of your thoughts and actions today are likely based on what you've learned in the past. In other words, instead of forging new paths like we're supposed to, you're just reacting to past programming, right? And so when we react emotionally to something, when something pulls our strings or pushes our buttons, most of us assume that we're responding in the moment, in the moment. But often we're responding to something that happened long ago. Isn't it amazing in relationship or in friendships or with a work relationship? Isn't it amazing? Those of you who have worked in companies where it felt like, oh my gosh, these people on my team, they're kind of like my family, and that person's kind of like my dad. And we tend to find these patterns where we find the people who press our button. We find, oh gosh, I'm in a wonderful relationship, and that person knows how to press my buttons, right? And that's typical, but I think there's an opportunity. I think there's a blessing in this, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. Um, but thinking about, consciously thinking about the logic of this, it's really fascinating. David Hanscom, the author of that book, uh, says that we are brainwashed by our own lives in many aspects. We are brainwashed until we wake up, unless we wake up. For instance, if someone gives constructive criticism, suddenly we feel like a child again, right? Sometimes, have you ever noticed a situation where it was constructive criticism, but boy, it hurt deep. I had a job interview at a review at eBay, and all of them were good, except when I reached like my fifth quarter there, and I got a less like a C review, and I was so hurt. But my boss said, well, you can use this information to grow to the next level. You've gotten great reviews before. So instead of crawling into a corner, you can actually use this information to stand up and be greater, but I was crawling into a corner for a while because I was really hurt with that review. But a lot of that belonged to the past. let's suppose someone doesn't return a text. Okay, texts are famously misconstrued as are emails. If they don't return that text, we assume rejection. We assume rejection. Um, we argue with somebody, and our body is preparing for battle. Our body is preparing for war. Have you ever had a situation where you're arguing with someone and all of a sudden all these feelings come up, and it's like, well, you can feel these feelings come up like your body is in this state of rage that's totally inappropriate for the moment, you know? It can be, something small that happened that really doesn't justify anything further than a small conversation, but that an argument is ensuing and these things are coming up. Now, I could just say, yeah, this is our biology, fight or flight, but it's also attached to trauma, deeply attached to things that may be just below the conscious level. Okay. So, I've often said here, we need to see through new eyes. And so that's what I think we're here to do, is not see through the eyes of trauma accidentally, right? And there's great news here, because I think we're all about waking up. We're all here to wake up more and more. So we all are getting more and more in the direction of not being steered by trauma. One of the more well, I think in my opinion, Susie, you can tell me if you have a different opinion, but I think the most famous trauma expert on the planet is Gabor Mate, and he says trauma isn't simply what happened to us; it is what happened inside of us because of what happened to us. Okay, so it was our reaction, and it was our worldview, and it's something that happened inside of us that is still happening and can be triggered inside of us to various degrees. Okay. But it's interesting, those things that happened inside of us were how we survived. So there was a blessing around this in terms of our reaction, because to get through the next hour, to get through the day, to get through the year, to get through life, we had to construct ways, brilliant ways of surviving and continuing to thrive. Okay. But some of those ways are defensiveness, a shell, things that no longer serve us. So worth thinking about. So what's a story that you keep telling yourself, or what is a one of those trucks in the background that are part of our caravan that we like? I don't want to carry the truck of shame anymore. I don't want to be followed. I don't want that to be in my caravan. I only want good things to be in my caravan. Like, think about it. You have everything in your past as your caravan. You can have every magic moment, every blessing, every ritual, every moment where you affirmed and stepped into your truth. And yes, you can have those other things. Your memory of the event will be there, but you don't have to be steered by it. Okay. So unity teaches us that thoughts become experiences, right? Or thoughts become things. And on the downside, we can use, our power is in our thought to create our lives. And if we're thinking of lack and limitation, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I am just not good enough. And so it is. It becomes a prayer. It becomes a prayer. It becomes a mantra. But if we flip this and say, I'm worthy, I'm improving, I'm magnificent, I'm discovering my magnificence every day. Every trauma that happened behind me is a glorious gift for me to ascend higher, like I did in that one review. That's the amazing thing. That's what unity and new thought traditions were meant to do. Allow us to be participants, drivers in the part of our life where we are divine beings. We just have to awaken to the fact that we are divine beings, that we can do so much as we have chosen to be here in this thin little sliver of time on July 12th, 2026. Our being here is a miracle. Our being here is a miracle. We're not here to observe our trauma. We're not here to just observe our trauma and suffer. We're here for grand things. Okay. And healing is possible. Okay. Because uh, each thought plants a seed. Each thought plants a seed. This is one of the principles of unity. There are only a few. And as we plant these seeds, we can stop nurturing the garden, okay, of our past, and we can continue to grow a whole new garden that's in front of us. And neuroscience agrees. Okay, our brain builds a pathway based upon repetition. Okay, and they say neurons that fire together, like similar thought patterns and things, those neurons will wire together. Okay, so if we're constantly saying, "I'm not worthy," "I'm not worthy," "I'm not worthy," "I'm not good enough," "I'm not as good as someone else," "I have low self-esteem." Like all these things are firing together and wiring together, and it's creating this path in your brain that your brain is familiar with. So it's going to go down this well-trodden path. Okay. So the wonderful thing about neuroplasticity is that we can choose a new thought and say, you know something? I don't have to walk on that path because I'm worthy just by being a divine being. I'm a child of the God of my understanding. I'm a child of the universe. I deserve just as much as anyone else. There's nowhere more sacred than I am. There's nowhere more sacred than where I'm sitting. So I can begin to all of a sudden make a new path. And every single positive thought goes down this new path, and neurons that fire together and think positively wire together. And pretty soon there are areas in our brain where we're choosing love over fear by habit. We're choosing forgiveness over resentment. We're choosing possibility over limitation. The fact that you showed up to this service is walking the path over here, and you are continuing to allow your brain to build these wonderful, healthy pathways. Okay. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy doing the work of wanting to be the best person you can possibly be. It's not always easy saying to the universe, I'm here to change the world. Right? I think, my conversations with each person here, I think each one of you has at some point in some way said, I'm available for my own magnificence and I want to help change the world. And that path is one of courage. And we've got to do the work. Carl Jung said, until we make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you'll call it fate. Okay. So it's that, but that simply means looking at it. It means, hey, what cars are back there? What things are pushing my buttons? Why does this particular button always get pushed in me? Why do I always get upset in this particular situation? Why do I find certain people in this certain situation really irritating? What part of me, what is that revealing in me that is ready to be healed? Something is waiting to be revealed and healed if we let it. Okay. So it could be our impatience. It could be our fear of abandonment. It could be our need of approval. These are all like invitations. Okay. Something I wrote down many months ago, and I wasn't sure it was going to go in a talk somewhere, but something I wrote down was this: every bit of past trauma becomes your button and your opportunity. Every bit of past trauma becomes your button and your opportunity. So I think we're done with the button part. We know what it's like when people push our buttons, but to see them as an opportunity. These buttons, there's this book by Eckhart Tolle, who wrote The Power of Now, and he also wrote a book called A New Earth. He calls this pain body. I looked up on Google what a pain body is. A pain body is basically emotions or trauma stored in the body. Like the body keeps the score. And here's what Google said. Google said the pain body functions almost like a separate, dormant entity. Okay, it's asleep. It's a dormant entity that occasionally awakens to feed on drama, negativity, and suffering. It sounds like a Netflix movie, right? It occasionally awakens to feed on drama, negativity and suffering, right? We don't want that, right? We can consciously say, mm-mm, not anymore. I'm going to let my highest self drive the car. I'm not going to let my past drive the car. So imagine, driving down this road where you see objects in the mirror. You don't want to stare back there because, speaking of watching movies, Jen and I are often watching a movie together and the people are like staring back and they're not looking to the front. And we're saying they're going to crash if they keep on talking to each other. Well, same with our lives. Don't look back there too long, only for guidance, right? Only for wisdom, only for the blessings that you want to carry forward, the lessons that you want to carry forward. But look through the front view mirror, right? Or else you're going to miss what's in front of you because life is offering you something completely new, okay, for you. Um, so the past has value. Lessons are lessons, but we don't have to let the lesson be a sentence, a prison sentence, right? It's just a lesson, not a prison sentence for us to shackle and chain ourselves to for the rest of our lives. So, one more thing I will say is that healing means remembering without reliving. I think I understood that from reading David Hanscom's book. Healing means remembering without reliving, but remembering and honoring the teaching, but not staying there. Okay. So I'm gonna wrap up this talk with 3 ways we can drive the car without being subconsciously driven by what's behind us in the rearview mirror. And one of them is you've already shown it by being in this room. It's willingness. Okay. But in addition to be willing to just grow spiritually, we have to be willing to do things. Maybe it happens in prayer, maybe it happens in meditation, maybe it happens in journaling, maybe it happens in intention settings. We have to be willing to let things be healed and resolved. Let things be healed and resolved. So willingness. Second thing is awareness. One of my prayers perpetually has been to be aware of what is pushing my buttons. Be aware of that pain body when it comes up to feed or when it wants to drive the car. Go back there. I'm driving the car, okay? But this awareness is maybe something is coming up and it's a trigger, and we have to say to ourselves, okay, why is this triggering me? I'm really in this fight or flight mode, unnecessarily so. So let me breathe. Let me just take a deep breath like we do with every meditation, just for a moment. Just pause. And in this awareness, say, is this really about today? Or is this about my past? So awareness, okay? Final step, and this comes from David Hanscom's book and some other sources, is what's called reprogramming, okay? And you can, in Unity speak, you can call it recreating, okay? Because once we're willing and we're aware of, oh, my buttons are being pushed because of this, that, or the other, we can reprogram ourselves. One of those ways of programming is simply what we did earlier in the service. Breathe and know I'm safe. I'm aware. My higher, ask and affirm, say to yourself healing affirmations such as, let me find the best way to handle this situation. Just calm yourself down. And you notice just even me doing this, I'm speaking more slowly because I'm going to that place in my nervous system that happens with every meditation. It's like, all right, chill out. And that's the mode. This reprogramming mode is found so much in meditation, but it can be found in journaling. And I think there's enough room in that reprogramming and recreating for a whole other talk. But I will say, when in doubt, pray, meditate, do affirmations. I am whole. I am worthy. I am blessed. I am magnificent, right? And keep on talking to yourself as if until you believe it. Like our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, He didn't believe the affirmations when he first started to do them, but he said, I needed to do these darn things over and over again and tell myself I am amazing. I am amazing until I believe it because I am amazing. Okay. So those things are a part of reprogramming. All right. So I am complete, and I'm so happy that we are just opening up this topic. You'll notice that the spiritual, the scientific, the psychological, it's all one. How can we just say, "Oh, I'm here to do spiritual work, but I don't care about psychology. I don't care about science." No, the beautiful thing about what we believe here is it's all one and it's all consistent. So I'm grateful. And Laura, I'm going to spotlight you.
Thank you, David. Just when I take a step outside, the rain, it catches me with no warning. Right before liftoff, what was once light and airy can't catch my breath, poor sweet canary, for the weight on my body. Oh, break me, take me, climb inside, bring me to a new divine, and I will grow to know I'm diving in, get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Oh, get ready, my soul. I'm diving in, get ready, my soul. Oh, yeah. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Oh, get ready, my soul. Yeah. Oh, everything I've ever done, oh, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, get ready, get ready.